From Petauke, we drive through to Mtizwa, one of the villages in Lwangeni constituency, which is part of the city of Chipata, to simply interact and understand the needs and challenges of a cotton farmer. The farmers are already gathered. Let's get to hear from them.
Ne chokamba changu chakuti tonje na ili mangako. Problem ya tonje ni chintu chimozi. Akupasani mbeu pa nkhongole. Mulima musevenza bwinobwino. Koma pakukuza mtengo, ukukuza mtengo utontho and then mbeu yako wavuna wakolola wewe. Kuti ukagulise ndishi yonse kangola wakuloni we phindu paliye wapezapo kwangolimira kampani. So thandizeni problem yake ni yamini.
Amikira kwambiri kuti mwawera kuzofukula katundu wefikirika. Ndawefikirika uyu katundu. Chifukwa vamene venze va kampani yawo voletala kotoni muno vepasa alimi ulesi. Lombako chiza vanthu kale tipasa mbeu zakuti tupeza phindu msanga. Kotoni ni wovuta kulima. Kotoni ni mbeu imozi ina jealous kuti ulime mbeu yakini. Koma lamba ukalima basi ukupasa tundalama tunyandi awo. Tedi kotoni mulole ukalima mnganda welima chaka chasira weso wagula. Njovu wako. Lamba mkalamba kuti ni vintu vina tanthauzo. Viliye tanthauzo vikotoni yayi. Chifukwa ni mbeu yusapasa phindu ku vanthu. Londa vanthu vachenjera veleta kwa soya beans, nyemba izi zulu tongola pana 20 kwacha per kg. Ningaleka kulima nyemba kuti ngalime kotoni wa 1 kwacha 50 ngwe. Kuliye.
Kumbuyo konse uko. Tenzo lima kotoni na makampani zosiyana mwa ubwino ndithu. Koma chechilambo chitika nchakuti contract form ila. Mpeze kuti akupaseni mbeu, akupaseni mankhwala koma palibe mtengo. Ndipo kolola mbeu zasu mpeze kuti mulimi phindu yeniyeni yakuti apezemo muliye. Chodabwa nchakuti boma yanga napo lini kwene pagawo ya ulimi wa tonje. Wanu nchakuti aliyense pano chovala chali nacho ni tonje. Koma mkaone fwaka uli busy fwaka pa high price muno Zambia. Koposa tonje. Ko boma uti aonapo tiko chovala cha munthu ni tonje, mablanketi ni tonje, kali konse na mabutiza koma pa 20 liters ni tonje. Mutonje muli chinthu chambiri chimene boma ingapezemo phindu kuti bayika zona pa ulimi kuti unkhale pa ulimi wenerera mtonje.
Neneze umozi wa kotoni ndithu. Ndipo nenze pa neka sipulei. Koma neona kuti pa potola mbeu kuone shanga mtengo kabe bwino. Ambati antilime. Upeza mtengo ni wasainerera. Mbane neona kuti ne mwanakazi nganga kufana sipulei. Niyapeneleka. Nzoona kotoni upeze kaulie phindu.
Tuna kuti kotoni like kuno kwa area yaso ndiye mbeu itenze ziba kuchokera mu 1980s to 1990 chakuti paliponse pesa limi wa kotoni. But my problem iti yamba pesa ku kotoni wanu pa ikali kwa mulinki at least. But linki after yafa yawela ma company. Kotoni yepesa katolo mbeu tiwa kupaseni zenkhala yodula plus obamba nkwala. Ulime ngolimira chabe chani kongole. Wewe ka profit kang'ono. Tu kotoni pa first ize kula bwino. Inali kufika msaizi. Yatapopita kwa maezi kotoni yamba wela pansi. Kotoni yamba tetesha umphawi muzaka izi kotoni yatetesha umphawi kwa mbili kwati problem tuiziwa ali. So problem tapeza kuti one yani mbeu ize nkhala imozi na imozi. Two situziwa kapena kotoni eze oika molini fertilizer kaya. Kali maminde eze kulia yaguga. That's why different people all team cotton no profit. Palast pale pa kwa company wa soya beans hawa wateta soya beans. Taona kuti at least 5 years elimu wako soya beans kuno. Taona chitukuko chaoneka zani cotton. So tingapempe kuti ngati zona ikotoni ngati boma ingagwepo. Ofuna ti ikotoni iwelelemo. One watifundire mankhwala yeni oti kotoni kazista mabola ambiri ndiponso ikazikula kali nthaka yafu ino inyoguga. So kungolima chabe chilime kotoni ni hapa tumabola kamozi pesa tuliko tutatu ndiye munda ukulu wakuti tuwa ikaposo ya beans ungakololeza mbili udabwa kotoni ukochesa po maybe tumaulupaki tuwili ambao bweze konkhongole hapa no profit. So tingapempe ngati umatandaulo ya mtati tolera mutipelekere kuboma kuti ipeze maminzi kuti kotoni ikokula mienze kulira kale.
The complaints of cotton farmers to government are loud and clear. The question that begs an answer is, have these reached the ears of government and how has government responded? Mr. John Ngwenyama is Cotton Association of Zambia Executive Director and has this to say.
We have gone to Zimbabwe. Almost 90% of the cotton support is coming from the government, and Zimbabwe is doing fine despite the climate challenges that we can have, despite the other challenges like soil depletion, but they are doing better than us, just our neighbors here. When we look at the model for our friends in Tanzania, where they have reached now, they can even provide services to the farmers as a regulatory board. They can give services to the farmers in terms of land preparation, in terms of spraying, because labor intensive we need to migrate from the issues of carrying those 15-liter buckets of sprays. We need to go into drones, and Tanzania has got drones as one of the services that they have to provide to the farmers, and they are doing fine. Yes, so the humble appeal now is that let the government come in, let the government give us a law or an act which is inclusive, which has inclusivity, that can protect the interest of the farmer as well as the interest of the investor. We want a 50-50 situation. We have heard about the China Mulungushi textile, which we are happy because that is a local industry, and it can also give us an advantage, a bargaining advantage, because it will be easier to bargain with a local industry who understands your own local economy than bargaining depending on the future international indices, which we always argue with the GINAs. To curtail this exploitation, we are saying we need to have a price forum mechanism where we should at least discuss the minimum price.
During my visit to the city of Chipata, in my quest to understand the challenges and the needs of a cotton farmer, I couldn't leave the city without visiting the office of His Worship, the Mayor, Mr. George Mwanza, to understand or get his insights on the plight of a cotton farmer. And this is what he had to say.
Yeah, so as a mayor for the city, where we are an agricultural city, of course we are happy with the serious strides that have been made by the president to open the Mulungushi textile, and also the advocates by various actors to have the cotton bill brought to life. And so far it has undergone various processes, and we have been part of advocates for this bill from inception. So, but then as a leader, my worry is that the demand for cotton, in terms of it being a raw material for the textile in at Mulungushi in Kawe, will mean that we may risk as a country to actually import cotton. So at this stage, when it is very clear that now the textile industry is being revamped in our country, it is actually the time that we must quickly fix the law around it, and that's the reason why the issue of the tobacco of the cotton bill is actually an issue that we must fix now. Parliament must ensure that this bill is brought to life, it's supported, and it's actually established to protect the industry, to protect the farmers, motivate them, and build the necessary capacity in terms of tonnage required for the factory. That is what we need. So without a proper framework in terms of the existing law, it means that the production of cotton will continue being low because farmers will have nothing to anchor on for them to continue to produce.
As the country looks forward to the reopening of Mulungushi textiles, which has been dormant for quite some time, it is the hope of these cotton farmers that government through the National Assembly will amend the Cotton Act so as to address their concerns. I am Emmanuel Kazungo, also known as Ken Dumbo, in Chipata, Eastern Province.